Welcome back to Living 808. Hands-on experience and the right professional connections can make all the difference for students beginning their careers. And joining us today, we have Jason Chung, Vice President of the Military Affairs Council and co-chair of the Pacific Intelligence and Innovation Initiative, and former P3I intern Cade Fujitani, to explain how the program is preparing local students for high-demand careers here in Hawaii. Aloha, you guys.
Hey, aloha.
Thanks so much for being here. And I'm excited to talk about this because it is so important. We have so many talented kids, adults here in Hawaii, and of course we want them to stay and in these really great jobs. So for those that don't know, can you share about P3I, what the program is and how it is helping Hawaii students?
Sure. So I think P3I is three things. First, I think it's about the next generation. You know, we have incredible talent here in Hawaii, and we want to show them that you don't have to leave Hawaii to have a high impactful, meaningful career in a high-tech field of information technology, data science, cybersecurity, or intelligence. Second, it's a partnership, and that starts with our federal partners. We have some incredibly visionary Office Secretary War for Research and Engineering, as well as our military partners here in Hawaii, our academic institutions that starts at the K-12 all the way through our colleges and universities, and of course, our employers, our defense industrial base. And that partnership develops just an incredible operational experience that these interns it cannot be matched. And then lastly, I would say it's about an investment in the future. Every student that we can help start on this pathway, it's good for our economy, it's good for our workforce, it's good for national security, and it's good for the overall resilience of Hawaii.
Definitely. And I think too, it's so neat because for me, every time you come in, I learn about a different type of job or something that I didn't even realize was happening here in Hawaii. So I really think not only do you open the doors for students and kids to be able to stay here in Hawaii, but it's also showing them what's possible. And so I'm always really excited to talk to some of the interns, which, Cade, you were an intern and now you're going to be actually in the defense industry starting your career. So tell us about your experience. First, going through the program, and next, what you're going to be up to.
Hi, yeah, thank you. I was a P3I intern back in last year over the summer. I was placed in Niwik Pacific, or the Naval Information Warfare Center, where I was scheduled to work with under my mentor. His name was Henry Au. And a lot of the work I did was helping kind of map and design a database to show basically the Internet of Things and devices that a military base has. Kind of shows and helps with the military force in understanding how they have different devices, how they interact, how they communicate. I guess a good example of like a use case for this is that, say something went down or there's some sort of cyber attack, they can understand these are the types of systems that are being affected, what's being targeted, and how these can affect the rest of the whole system on the military base or just like on their network in general.
Yeah, so important, especially when it comes to defense, but even just in general now. I mean, so much of our lives are online, so cybersecurity is a huge thing right now. All right, so in terms of the actual internship, were there any experiences or maybe opportunities that helped you prepare for where you are today and where you want to move going forward?
So I think a lot of the work I did was kind of almost like I was like working in the office. They kind of treated me more than just an intern. They kind of really got us, like threw us right into the deep end, actually. We're just like, here's some problems that we're working on, here's some projects. We don't really want to baby you. This is what you're going to be doing if you come work for us in the future. So it's kind of just like you really got to get your hands in the dirt and really understand these are the problems that the Navy is trying to develop or trying to solve, and a lot of the innovative work that Niwik is doing, and how we can contribute to that entire global workforce, I guess.
I love that, because honestly, that's the way to learn. When you get throw them in the deep end, right? See if they swim, and you are swimming very well. So speaking of, finding your first career and first job after college, it can be challenging, especially, depending on what avenue you want to go into. And so how did P3I help you get to where you wanted to go right after college? And can you share what you're going to be doing next?
Yeah, so a little bit of background. I'm born and raised in Hawaii, but then I moved up to the mainland for college. A big thing was kind of debating that what P3I really stresses is that, do you decide to come home or do you want to stay up on the mainland? But they really want to try and foster and nurture the workforce back at home. So I spent about a year trying to apply, and it's a very tough job market. I can I can confirm that. But being able to, or P3I really opened the doors, and being able to connect in the defense industry and learning how to, I guess, just understand how much of a culture Hawaii is. You can really interact and meet really great people, and the work that we do in Hawaii is so critical to the mission.
It's so critical. And speaking of critical, P3I is so critical for students like this. What do you think his journey says about opportunities available for students here in Hawaii?
Well, I think Cade's story is exactly why we created P3I to start with. You know, Cade just did not finish an internship, right? He created relationships, he got some operational experience, and then he turned that opportunity to launch his career right here in Hawaii. And that's what we want more students to understand, as well as parents and teachers, is that you don't have to leave Hawaii to have a very high impactful, meaningful job in the tech industry. And again, right, we couldn't do this without tremendous partnership and support, federal government, and of course, Hawaii's congressional delegation, who's been incredibly supportive for this. So I think what Cade's journey shows us is that you can have a very meaningful life here in Hawaii, live, stay, work Hawaii.
So amazing. Thank you so much for all the work that you do. It's truly incredible. Congratulations, by the way. So he is working now at the spot that he was interning at, or about to be starting, right? In August. All right. Big congratulations to you. And again, thank you so much for making this possible. If you're interested, or you think, maybe any of the young adults in your family would be interested, or if you have friends, make sure you get them this link, hawaiip3i.org. We'll have all the details on our website, KHON2.com. Thank you guys so much for being here, and of course for sharing your story.